to the after party or not? Yeah!
Good, you're doing so good.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes.
The what?
All the boxes left over from the pizza, like we talked about.
Yeah.
All the boxes.
Okay.
Make sure you recycle the plastic.
So I need to give you a massive flashing red warning here. And if you are triggered or upset, then this is definitely not the show for you tonight. She is going public with her name. The accuser is named Ashley Parham. She says that in February of 2018, she met a man named Shane Pierce at a bar. Shane FaceTimed Diddy outside on the sidewalk. And this is important. She says she believed that Diddy had something to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur. But Ashley Parham says that she told both Shane and Diddy on FaceTime that she wasn't impressed. Allegedly, Diddy warned her that she would pay for saying something like that. And the lawsuit says, quote, where she says this guy Shane invited her to come to his apartment. And defendant Shane offered her a glass of water, which he retrieved and brought back to the plaintiff. P. Diddy showed up with an entourage, including his top aide, Christina Coram. Parham says that Diddy was antagonistic from the start and that he put a knife to her face.
Get it all out. Get it all out. Get it all out.
Now his defense team is asking the federal judge to start revealing who his accusers are.
And now his attorneys say they want to know who the women are that are accusing him, as well as some men.
We have a lot of situations, especially in this arena, where we have accusers seemingly hiding behind a moniker. I have no reason to doubt her story. I have had her tell me this story multiple times.
The only civil settlement that we know of has been made to Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, for an unknown amount of money.
If anybody dares to attempt to contact, threaten, intimidate, hurt, that will be immediately reported.
Again, he has been named in 6 lawsuits. 4 of those filed so far are male accusers.
You know, men now, but in one case, a 16-year-old boy who says in 1998, when he was a teenager, found himself in an occasion to be alone with Diddy, he says, and he claims that Diddy basically, he went to a white party. He was invited. He touched him and essentially called it a rite of passage to become a star in the music industry, you know, ranging from 1998 to October of 2021. And one guy says, hey, 2008, I find myself that he was pistol whipped by somebody who was with Diddy, and then that he was assaulted and raped.
Miss Combs, how you feeling?
Are finding themselves in the middle of a heated controversy related to the Diddy case, as disturbing new information comes to light about 7 fresh lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. Speculation is rising about how their attendance at a notorious Memorial Day pool party at Club Rehab in Las Vegas could potentially pull them into this legal drama. One of the lawsuits includes a serious allegation from an unnamed woman in Arizona who claims that Diddy drugged and assaulted her at Planet Hollywood back in 2014. This has cast a spotlight on the celebrity-filled party at the Hard Rock Hotel, now known as Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. Court documents show that Minaj, Blige, and Lil Kim were all present at this event, leading to questions about whether their close proximity to the situation could result in more legal scrutiny. While none of the 3 iconic artists have been accused of any wrongdoing, their presence at such a high-profile party hosted by Diddy raises eyebrows. The event was reportedly exclusive, with a promoter stating that only select guests were allowed in. Given the serious nature of the allegations, fans and observers are now speculating about what the 3 women might have known regarding the events of that night.
Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. That bullet came from the gun that was in her hand. And not once has she spoken up. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot. Betterment of that woman, not once has she donated to her family or for her medical bills that she's still paying. She was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said nothing. or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall? She sat there and cried like a baby. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. Benny Medina put her with that drunk white boy Sean Combs has done to their lives. And you're trying to avoid your part in the story or the fact that you never spoke up. What happens to Cassie if J-Lo had said something? The diddler back then. Because that situation happened in the late 90s. He didn't get with Cassie until 2009, 15 years after he was with Jennifer. Cassie would never have gone through what she's gone through about the that she suffered in a relationship with Sean Combs. J-Lo being a stand is Cassie not getting punted in a hallway.
He will find me.
Nature of the event raises questions about whether Minaj, Blige, and Lil' Kim were aware of what went on at these after-parties. They could potentially be called as witnesses to the events of that night, given their long-standing professional relationships with Diddy, who has produced music for both Blige and Lil' Kim. This connection could put them in a tricky position since the news of the lawsuits broke. None of these stars have publicly addressed their attendance at the party. However, the whispers about their association with Diddy during that time suggest that they may face scrutiny as the case develops. Fans are anxiously wondering if these high-profile artists might be asked to testify about the night and share what they might have seen or heard. If they are pulled into the legal proceedings, it could seriously impact their reputations, even if they had no direct involvement in the alleged crimes. Just the fact that they were at an event where such a serious incident is alleged to have occurred could be harmful, especially given the current emphasis on accountability in Hollywood. For now, Minaj, Blige, and Lil' Kim appear to be staying quiet on the issue, likely hoping to ride out the storm without any further...
So, P. Diddy definitely everybody and did this everyone. P. Diddy was like, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go Meek Mill in the butt.
What makes you conclude that he definitely was doing that?
Presented him with the Steele dossier, which had all of the dirt.
That's the pee-pee stuff, right?
Yeah, all the pee-pee in it. Alleged Russian piss. Yes.
And he plays so dirty. They play dirty like a movie. What was the number one fear of having these big agencies have so much power? It's like everything else, man. Once you start running shit, you don't want to stop. But it is a weird thing to watch, right?
Yes. It's bizarre.
And he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Apparently not. Some things, everything ain't for everybody.
He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
There will be some people named in these lawsuits that will raise some eyebrows.
He has an out option, and that is popping a cyanide pill.
That are so serious that it would likely leave Sean Combs in jail the rest of his life.
But Chuck, I mean, you might as
well be indicted for the murder of Tupac and the notorious B.I.G.
He's at the top of the pyramid here. Generally, you give deals to the people who are lower in the pyramid in order to get them to testify against the top.
An alleged secret video of an A-list celebrity participating, and the unnamed celebrity knows about this. So two anonymous sources have told the New York Post that the video is being shopped around to media outlets. A-list celebrity is, quote, horrified that this footage is being shopped around. It says it's not revealing who the celebrity is because it's not clear if he was a minor when the footage was filmed. Sources say both Combs and the other males' faces are visible in this sex tape.
The person who has the tape really doesn't want to shop it around. They really want to help and give it to wanted to directly sell it to that person. That person does have the opportunity to purchase the video. If I were them, I would absolutely purchase the video.
Diddy's legal troubles unfold. He is set to go to trial in May 2025 on serious federal charges, and things may get even messier before they clear up. As more prominent figures are linked to Diddy's ongoing issues, Justin Bieber has also caught public attention. Recently, Bieber shared an emotional tribute on Instagram mourning the loss of Liam Payne, suggesting a deeper connection to this tragedy than many might think. Bieber has faced his own struggles with fame, mental health, and personal challenges, making his heartfelt post particularly significant. In his tribute, he shared a memorial video for Payne with the message, "Rest easy." However, what's really grabbing people's attention are the unsettling theories connecting Payne's unexpected passing to Diddy's legal battles, with a number of lawsuits against Diddy increasing, including alarming claims of assault. Some online speculators are suggesting that Liam's death could serve as a warning to others who might be considering testifying against the music mogul. This theory is certainly controversial, but it's hard to ignore the murmurs suggesting that Payne, who had been dealing with his own struggles for years, might somehow fit into this larger narrative. As strange as it sounds, these connections are capturing the imagination.
Say they attended his infamous parties and are not surprised by the allegations against him.
This is Diddy. Like at a Diddy party, he's always gonna be turning up. Y'all not at Diddy's house, y'all not nowhere. I'm just wild on how he's just able to keep all that energy. Sometimes they provide breakfast in the morning and it's like you could chill.
The lawsuit suggests that the Duke of Sussex was one of the guests at Combs' infamous parties. Now Prince Harry has been named in a $30 million lawsuit against the hip-hop mogul, who is facing charges of trafficking and sexual abuse, allegedly attended by sex workers and underage girls.
In my opinion, I think that they're probably looking at RICO or racketeering charges. Each one of those charges carries with it a 25-year sentence. Digital evidence can be very, very tiny. And so when you're looking for flash drives, you are going to have to start looking in walls, taking apart furniture, cameras, those kinds of things, cameras that are recording, those kinds of things.
Agents were concerned that Diddy or his associates were deleting evidence.
That was my tip-off to why this evidence was probably digital in nature, which is exactly why, in my opinion, they searched the homes simultaneously at the exact same time. My guess is that they knew that there was a chance that evidence could be destroyed or was going to be destroyed.
He's a monster. He's literally a monster. This man is gonna go down.
This is incredibly disturbing footage.
He hosted what he called freak-offs. Parties so brutal that the young men and women, from being drugged, they would be beaten, they would be raped, would sometimes vomit and pass out. They alleged that Diddy filmed it.
I've kept this very quiet for 14 years. I mean, it's been a very long time, and it was so hard for me to watch. And I cried for days because I just couldn't believe that that man was physically abusing her like that.
Certain that the amount of stuff that we've heard about is probably not the half of it.
He's a monster. He's literally a monster.
Friendly neighborhood, international rap mogul, superstar, designer extraordinaire, actor. You know, I do it all, baby. My homegirl Cassie right here. She's a human being. That's what we all love about her. Sure will love her one day. This bad boy, we ain't never gonna stop.
There's no way that he was doing this alone. He was enabled. He had multiple EAs and PAs, and I have no idea who was his fixer. Like a Shakespearean tragedy, how this man is gonna go down.
And those are extremely difficult cases to defend yourself against. Very difficult.
What's happening now, Cassie opened up the floodgates. So the damage he's done to so many different people, and hopefully these people can move forward from this. Hopefully.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a slave, okay? I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business, because what they would do is I called herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that. Mark Erebos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? It's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy. The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to involve the DEA, okay? All the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by the DEA inside the United States, okay? They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in their bottles too. It's not good. He drinks it all the time.
Theories that link celebrity incidents to darker Hollywood plots are not new. Diddy's past, particularly his alleged involvement in orchestrating crime in the industry, has fueled rumors for years. With the recent lawsuits bringing his name back into the spotlight, questions are arising about whether Liam Payne's tragic fall from a balcony was merely an accident. The circumstances surrounding Payne's death are troubling. Reports indicate that the former One Direction star had various drugs, including cocaine, crack, and possibly crystal meth, in his system at the time of his death. Investigators found an aluminum pipe in his hotel room, believed to have been used for drug consumption. Witnesses described Payne as erratic and destructive, even smashing his laptop in the hotel lobby. This paints a picture of someone spiraling out of control, similar to other celebrities who have faced struggles under the spotlight. Justin Bieber's public mourning of Payne adds to the attention surrounding this tragedy. Having been open about his own battles with addiction and mental health, Bieber has connections to Diddy. He expressed not only sympathy for Payne's tragic loss, but also concern about the darker forces that might be involved. Conspiracy theorists have seized on this idea, suggesting that Payne's death could be part of a broader pattern aimed at intimidating anyone who might consider speaking out against Diddy. As the trial approaches, these rumors are gaining traction, with fans digging deeper into the complex connections within Hollywood. While there is no solid evidence linking Payne's death to Diddy, the timing and the surge of allegations against the music mogul are hard to overlook. Meanwhile, Liam Payne's girlfriend, Kate Cassidy, shared a touching tribute on Instagram, reflecting on their 2 years together and expressing her unwavering love for him.
Payne's ex, Maya Henry, is exposing the former 1D member.
He says that he preys on One Direction fans because they will always be loyal to him and they won't tell on him.
And calls out her ex for preying upon 1D fans online. So it all started when she revealed who pushed Liam into the wall.
And he told me it was Zayn. He has all these people on his damn Snapchat, which he has for years apparently, that he messages. Create new iCloud accounts to iMessage me. Every time I see one pop up on my phone, I'm like, here we go again. I literally paid for everything myself. It's not like I was going shopping on his Amex. Like, calm down.
She insists she's not in it for the money.
I don't need money.
She claims that he didn't even pay for things while they were together.
About your bandmates and then showing up to their concerts, just like you did at Louis' concert the day my book came out.
A lot of women have come forward to give me, actually, a lot of the proof is too freaking to put on TikTok.
Because he would always message me, ever since we broke up, like, oh, I'm not well. He would always play with death. I announced my book. He did the same thing. He called my mom. I think I'm not going to be around much longer. And I think he took advantage of my family's kindness. And I was like, if you want to go back to rehab, I'll help you. And if something happens to him, not only are you going to blame yourself, but the whole world's going to blame you. And one of his friends was calling me and my mom being like, oh, you know, this isn't a good time for him. It is, like you said, such a low manipulation tactic.
There's some stuff that I've definitely never spoken about to do with it that was really, really, really severe. It was only until I saw myself after that I was like, right, I need to fix myself. So at a certain point I thought, well, I'm going to have a party for one. And that just seemed to carry on throughout.
I didn't get any dad socks yet though, but I am going to speak to my son in a little bit, which I'm really excited about. And he looks like a mini me. As if we needed any more me in the world.
Fell 3 floors from a hotel balcony. Pictures then taken inside showed the damage he'd done and the empty packets of over-the-counter drugs, saying he'd been drinking and taking drugs alone in his room.
Liam Payne's death in this city has shocked a generation of young followers who simply can't believe he's been taken from them.
I don't know how to describe it and I don't know how to put a name on it.
It's hard, it's shocked. It's a mix of emotion that we really don't know how to process.
Police in Buenos Aires say they found his hotel room last night in complete disarray.
Bueno, tenemos un huésped que está sobrepasado de droga y alcohol. Tenemos que nos envíen a alguien urgente porque, bueno, yo no sé si corre riesgo la vida del huésped.
First time I've ever put a drink down and gone to someone else, yeah, you finish that, I don't need it. And I haven't picked one up since, which has almost been 6 months.
Liam Payne's former One Direction bandmates, including Zayn Malik, Harry Styles, Niall Horan, and Louis Tomlinson, have also expressed their sorrow, with Malik even postponing his U.S. tour to honor his friend's tragic passing. As emotions settle, only time will reveal if there's any truth to these conspiracy theories, or if they're merely another tale spun by Hollywood's dark imagination. One thing is clear. Payne's passing, along with the ongoing Diddy scandal, has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. With new allegations surfacing, It seems this story is far from over.
An employee in Argentina is suspected of providing drugs to the pop star the day he died.
These new details into what just may have led up to Liam Payne's sudden death. Payne fell from the 3rd floor of his hotel room. This hotel employee has not been arrested and no charges have been filed against them. A hotel employee is suspected of giving Payne drugs the day he died.
Multiple times had come down to the lobby, was causing a disturbance. There was an incident where he was very frustrated and was smashing his laptop in the lobby. The final time he came back down, he actually passed out in the lobby of the hotel. Had to be physically taken back up to his room, and that was about 5 minutes before it happened. So I was in my hotel room looking out the window, saw the body fall, and obviously heard the aftermath and his body on the ground afterwards. It just was an out-of-body experience, surreal. So I had a suspicion just based on the state of mind and the condition he was in earlier. Friends was in the room right across the hall from him and heard very loud screaming, heard an argument with his friend earlier in the day, but during the immediate fall, I didn't hear.
I didn't believe it. I was very shocked. I had to look through multiple sources just to confirm that it's true.
Because he would always message me ever since we broke up, oh, I'm not well. He would always play with death. I know the lifestyle he lives, and there is a day where something bad is going to happen. One time I tried to get him help, and then he was not taking it. I announced my book. He did the same thing. He called my mom. I think I'm not going to be around much longer. Text my mom, I'm not doing well. Have Maya contact me because I wouldn't respond. And it's just always the same cycle. And I think he took advantage of my family's kindness. And I was like, if you want to go back to rehab, I'll help you. I don't play with death. So I'm like, if you say this, I'm going to try and help you no matter what you've done. And if something happens to him, not only are you going to blame yourself, but the whole world's going to blame you. And one of his friends was calling me and my mom being like, oh, this isn't a good time for him. It is, like you said, such a low manipulation.
While Liam Payne and Justin Bieber may have remained silent if Diddy's actions affected them over the years, one person has spoken up without hesitation: 50 Cent. For years, 50 Cent has been calling out Diddy's shady behavior, long before recent accusations of serious misconduct emerged. Known for taking jabs at Diddy on social media and in his concerts, 50 Cent claims that these were never just jokes. He was voicing uncomfortable truths others didn't want to face. Now, with Diddy's recent arrest, 50 Cent's warnings are starting to make more sense. Unlike Bieber or Payne, who may have held back, 50 Cent has been outspoken, even working on a documentary about the troubling allegations against Diddy. As new details come to light, it's clear that 50 Cent might have been onto something all along. Never one to shy away from confrontation, his voice is now louder than ever as the hip-hop world grapples with these startling revelations about one of its most iconic figures.
A woman approaches Diddy and says, hey, this is going to make you look like a monster. We're going to be releasing a tell-all book about this woman's experience with Diddy over all the years. You don't want that book to get out there, you can buy the exclusive rights to it for $30 million. Catch and kill this book. It's not just stuff that makes for good print. These are civil claims that we can bring and we can win millions of dollars. Woman comes back with a lawyer. We're going to file a civil lawsuit against you. Diddy's team says, okay, bring the lawsuit. So after those things happened, a line of people came with stories. They bring the lawsuit and within hours, it's settled for, surprise, surprise, $30 million. If she got 30 mil, what can I get off this guy? I was there. I saw this.